Okay guys, back when we did 7.5, we talked about calculating the vertex of a parabola, and we gave you a formula. We said that the x of the vertex is equal to negative b over 2a, and we notate the x of the vertex as we've done here. Alright, we then said to find the y of the vertex. We can get this by substituting x vertex into the function, so we have the f of x vertex. Okay, remember this is only for a parabola. This formula here only works for a parabola. So, parabolas only. Okay, I see a lot of people when they get to year 4 and they start working with functions with other powers, they think that again you always calculate the vertex in this way, but it's only for parabolas. Okay, so the y vertex is the function of the x vertex. Alright, what we're going to do today is we're going to look at this with parameters. Okay, so we're going to use functions that have that p in them, a parameter, and we're going to look at calculating the formulas for the x vertex and the y vertex. Okay, so as an example, if we have a function with a parameter in terms of x, and that function is going to be, let's say, x squared plus 2px plus 3. Okay, we'll keep it fairly straightforward now. We'll just put 1p in the function. We'll try some harder ones later. Okay, so this is our function. We know, firstly, this has x squared. Squared is the highest power of x, so we know it's a parabola. Alright, we can also say that in front of the x squared, that coefficient is really 1. That's a secret coefficient that we don't normally write. Okay, and 1 is a positive number. So we have a positive parabola. Okay, with a vertex down here. And because that vertex is at the bottom, this gives us a minimum. Okay, so the lowest that this parabola goes is its minimum value. Alright, if we want to calculate the x vertex for this function, okay, so again, just up here we mentioned that the x vertex is negative b over 2a. Okay, we're going to start with this. So for this function, negative b means we have minus 2p over 2a. Now a, again, we mentioned at the start that the a was 1. Okay, so that's just going to be divided by 2. Alright, we can simplify this. Okay, so you can see here that the 2's can cancel out. So for this parabola, our x vertex is just going to be negative p. Okay, so x vertex equals negative p. Okay, now we want to then calculate the coordinate of the y vertex, or a formula to tell us what the y vertex could be. So the y vertex, as we said before, is just the function of the x vertex. Okay, so that means we take our function and we substitute that x vertex value. So we're going to substitute minus p in for the x vertex. Okay, that's going to go in place of all those x's in the original function. Okay, so in this case, we have y vertex is equal to x squared, but x is minus p, so we have minus p squared plus 2 times p times minus p plus 3. So remember here, all we've done is we've put this negative p in place of the x in the original function. Okay, we need to simplify this. So we get minus p squared gives us just p squared plus 2 times p times minus p. So we now have a negative 2p squared plus 3. Okay, and this can now be simplified to minus p squared plus 3. And this is our y vertex. Okay, so what we've done here is we have found the y vertex in terms of p. So this is the expression of the y vertex in terms of p. And that's it. So this is as hard as it gets for the moment. They may ask you what the y vertex would be for specific values of p. So for example, they might say to you, okay, let's say that let p equal 4. What is the y vertex? Okay, so in that case, all you have to do is substitute 4 in place of p. So y vertex is going to be minus 4 squared plus 3, which is minus 16 plus 3, which is minus 13. Okay, and this is the kind of thing you'll be doing for now. We're just keeping it quite simple to start off with.